Where are you going?
Away from the camera without makeup.
It's another day, and we're just gonna kind of bring you along for the ride. I got the press all fired up. One of the things I'm going to do, or that we need to get done today, is we got a couple orders we need to get out. Run into one snag, which I'll show you here in a moment. Just need to open up my compressor, and I'm going to put this machine into warm-up mode for a second. Alright, while this is warming up, what is going on, we have, essentially we're doing some camo hoodies, doing more camo stuff. And because we're doing these camo hoodies, I was using the low-cure under, I almost want to call it Under Armour, but it's a gray base, armor base. I thought maybe I could get away with, I need to make a new flattening screen and set up for the Anatol, but so I had this on Station 2, hoping that I could kind of flatten out some of these prints a little bit. Not that they're not flat or anything, but when you're printing hoodies, you know how that goes. It would be a little rough on the texture. It was doing fine with the t-shirts, having that in Station 2, but with the hoodies, something about this ink just, essentially what it was doing was starting to cure the ink in Station 2. Didn't realize it. What tape I had underneath the screen as well started melting, so that melted into the print. As you can kind of see here, these things are just, they were coming out decent, and then that just started happening. I mean, that's not the most awful one out of all of them, but I mean, it's just not a clean print. And these hoodies are $20 a piece, so we had to order some more. $21 a piece, excuse me. So we got a replacement shipment here. You guys can see we're still busy. Got a lot going on. Working on this order here. I've got some screens back over there drying. I don't have them in the drying cabinet because, well, I need them to dry faster. So I got a couple screens. Cabinet has some more screens in it. I had to expose a new screen for that blue where the ink just dried up in it. And I think I might try and run a couple of these camo hoodies through the conveyor dryer with just our standard white, see if there's any dye migration issues. I might just not use that armor ink at all. Starting to not like it. Hi, Shannon! I guess it would help if I turned the flash on. I was wondering why it was taking so long. It's the start of the day. Now we're getting somewhere. That's better. So long story short, we got to finish doing the front print of these camo hoodies and then do the back print for everything. So about 100 shirts. And it needs to go out today. Should have gone out yesterday, or maybe the day before that. But I feel like we've been getting a lot of 5, 6, and 7 color jobs lately that are about 100 shirts, and setting up, preparing art for 5, 6, 7 colors, test printing and all that stuff eats up a lot of time. I got one of the botched hoodies on, and what I'm going to do is just kind of send this hoodie over to station number 9. I'm going to print it, send it over to the flash, and then print it again, run it through the dryer. There's no dye migration. I'm taking that ink out so I don't have to deal with it. We'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to put a shirt there, bring up number 9, index it over to number 9, and I'm just going to hit test. Simple enough. Now I'm going to send this thing around to the flash. We'll flash it, and someone's asking me if this thing swivels or moves around from station to station. It does. So I'm just going to hit the little test button here, so that way the flash goes on. There's Apollo sniffing me. You might want to get out from under there, dude. Alright, and then I'm just gonna unlock this thing and bring it around. See what we got. Seems nice and flashed. So I'm just gonna relock it and send it back over to station number 9. Station number 9. Index to number 9. And we'll do ourselves another little test print. Only hitting that white top once. That's good enough to tell me the story. As soon as this thing's finished warming up, I'm gonna run it through. You've just been standing there.
Don't photograph me right now.
I feel like you're the audience and you're just watching me perform.
All we need is a laugh track.
He gets teased so much. It's gonna get you. Looks like everything's up to temp. I'm gonna try and load this one-handed. Toss it on the conveyor dryer. And then we'll see what readout we get. That'd be kind of hard for me to hit the ink. And if I actually pointed it on the ink, that would help. Alright, it's not quite up to temp, but I don't really see any dye migration going on, so I think I might just use the regular white ink. Now we know for next time, so I don't run off 10 hoodies at $21 a piece. The regular ink will work fine. Alright, Shannon.
Alright.
You ready to do it to it?
Yep.
Alright, I got my white ink in place. Now I just need to toss on a Pellon and print that white, flash it, line up my other screen, and we should be all set. Alright, I got that all finished and taped up. Now I'm just gonna run off one, maybe two test prints on some Pellons, and then we'll get after this thing. Hi.
Ow!
That's not a good place to fall.
No, kidding.
Totally forgot to bring the screen around. Got my flash set at a pretty low temperature. I am doing this in cycles mode. Put a little t-shirt on the press there, and then we're just gonna run off this test print. We'll see how it comes out. Always worry about it burning those Pellons. So we'll probably do this blue here. I got everything set twice now. I need to reset that. I have to let it run its course though. Well, maybe that'll help clear it. Not looking bad. And should flash. It's definitely flashing. Then, now that that's flashed, we have our blue that goes on top, our gray, and then I'm doing the white again, just to really pump up that white. Yeah, looks good. I just need to take it off of the double strokes. I did that for the hoodies, but I think with this ink it'll be fine, so that way it doesn't get all muddy. All right, let's kick it. All right, I ended up making a flattening screen real quick because I feel like I need that to kind of flatten down the ink on those hoodies. The shirts are coming out fine. I'm just gonna toss some reducer into the screen with the regular squeegee and we'll see if that helps out. I've got my flattening screen all set up. It's on station number 2 or 3, excuse me, just after the flash. And I just added a little bit of curable reducer, which hopefully it doesn't cure in the screen. I've had some pretty good luck with it not. Leave a card right here so that way you can check out our tutorial on how to make your own flattening screen. Hopefully this will do the trick for those hoodies. I'm pretty sure it will. I did a test print before going on. This one came out okay, needed to be filled in there a little more, so I hit it twice. Now it's coming out nice, like it should, with the flattening screen. So I'm letting this thing warm back up one more time. Gonna use the spray tack so nothing moves, so it moves as little as possible. And Shannon's over there texting. And there's Apollo.
I'm texting.
You can text your mom later. Put down the stove.
And do what?
I don't know, toss some ink in the screens or something. Type something, will you? Sweep something. Let's pick up some shirts off the floor. All right, let's do it to it.
Spider-Man.
A little bit. Not revolver mode, excuse me, cycles. Now that we have the front side finished, I just have to flip each one of these screens around because I have my image exposed on the opposite side. So I have to do that for 6 colors. So I'm gonna get to work and do that real quick and I'll be right back. All right, everything's registered up. Did some test prints. I'm just going to warm the pallets up. Put a little tack on them while they're warming up, so our t-shirts don't move. And we'll be ready to rock and roll. While Shannon the shop gnome brings over some shirts. Working in tandem as a team. Although I had to instruct her to do that, otherwise she'd be playing games. She's a lot of micromanaging. Literally. Press is all warmed up, so we're gonna go ahead and do this back print. Again, we're doing it in cycles mode. Let's go ahead and get these completed. What's that, Shannon?
You mean spinny thingy?
So Shannon says the spinny thingy.
Technical term. Look it up.
It's definitely a technical term. And one of the things I did off camera, aside from registering everything up, doing my test print, put some more ink in the screens. Should be all good to go. Yeah, these are looking nice and smooth with the flattening screen. The other shirts, they're great, but you can tell the difference, that's for sure. And one of the things you can kind of see already taking effect, at least I could with the previous front print, kind of see the ink is starting to cure just a touch in the screen. It's starting to get a little thicker, and that just means that one of the cycles is done and it's ready for me to pull this shirt off. Looks good. And at this point, I'm going to put it in manual mode so this thing doesn't outrun me. Although I could put a delay on it to give me enough time. But I find the manual mode just kind of helps me do these things at my own pace rather than keeping up with the machine. And we'll do this until we got all the pallets unloaded and loaded. So I already got all the shirts off. It's coming back around. I'm just gonna put this thing in auto mode and kind of let it do its thing. So it's already printed the white base. It's flashing right now. This particular shirt is doing a flattening hit on. Then we'll have this blue that goes down. You can still see the first blue going down, and then we got our white that's going down on station number 9. So now as the shirt comes around, so it's got the blue, it's got the white base, the white top, it's flashed those. Now it's hitting it with this royal blue. And then it's gonna hit it with some gray. It doesn't need to be hit with this blue again because we already did that first pass. And then we're going to hit it with this black that kind of traps all those colors. It also has some half tones in there. It is a spot process print. And then we got our white going down. And it should beep here once this thing comes around. It does this white print here. So this shirt's all finished. This is the last of the batch that needs to continue to cycle around. And there we go. At this point, it's just kind of rinse and repeat. We got all these shirts to do, all those hoodies to do, and I'm gonna get after it. We're finished for the most part with this order aside from this one in particular just has a little bit of blue there that I think maybe didn't flash properly. So I'm gonna send this thing around one more time with the white base turned off and hopefully that'll fix it. All right, all finished with that. You ready to box them up, Shannon? It's a little warm today, isn't it? It hasn't even been that many shirts. Why are you sitting on your butt? We got work to do.
Really?
Time to set up the next job. I gotta tear all these screens down and then set up the other screens that are needed for the front of this job, which is a 5 color. And then we gotta do the back. One of the things I'm trying to do is film a tutorial for the back because it is spot process. A pretty cool graphic, so keep an eye out for that. Which I might not show a whole lot of printing the back because I will be busy filming. So let's go ahead and do this. Hey Shannon, what happened?
Fuck you. Come on up there, you stack the boxes all over here, and I'm trying to get that fucking one all the way up there, and then I trip and fall over, and then I have tumbled in.
That one?
The boxes no, that one that was up there, and then I'm covered in boxes, and I can't get up, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
That was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Oh, carry on, Shannon. You'll be all right.
Bye.
Press is all warmed up. I have my t-shirts here. It's about 100 t-shirts, and then we have all of these hoodies to print. So let's get after it. I doubt we're gonna finish the back today as well because we have to run here in a moment to go get the kids. So we're gonna try at least get the front of these done and we'll be done for the day. just finished up the hoodies, turning all the equipment off. I know Shannon's worn out, but these prints are coming out really nice and consistent. I think we are going to wrap this vlog up here because we have to go get the kids showered and all that stuff. We appreciate you tuning in. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. If you want to see more vlogs like this, let us know. And we'll see you guys in the next video. You want to say bye, Shannon?